What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I am Letitia and this is That's So Letitia. And for today's video, basically what we are going to be doing is a updated kind of everyday glam face using drugstore affordable beauty products. Let's get started. So my face has already been prepped with my moisturizers and things of that sort. For my actual complexion product, I will be using, and this is the newest, I guess you could say complexion product to Uoma Beauty. This is their Flawless in Real Life or Flawless IRL Skin Perfecting Foundation. This one is in the shade Brown Sugar T3. This one I picked up at Walmart, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe the price point was under $16 for it. I'm going to apply this one using a damp beauty sponge, and the reason for that, and the reason I'm not applying it like I do most of the other foundations that I use on this channel, is because this one actually gives me the best flawless yet natural looking coverage when I apply it using a damp beauty sponge. And then what I do after that, I follow up with my e.l.f. foundation brush just to make sure that it's been evenly distributed. And for my concealers, I am going to be using Juvia's Place I Am Magic concealers. I picked these guys up from Ulta. They are typically somewhere between $14 to $16 each. The shade that I will be using is going to be shade number 9 as well as shade number 6. Shade number 6 I typically use for like my contouring, and shade number 9 is what I use for my concealing. So I'm just going to place a little bit of that under my eye area. And I'm going to allow this to dry down just a little bit so that it gives the maximum coverage that I'm looking for. And then I am going to blend it in. I'm going to do the unsatisfying task of applying my eyebrows off camera, and then we will continue on with my look. So now we're going to begin to set some of these concealers and whatnot, and even foundation. And I'm going to begin by using, and this is by Beauty Bakierie, this is called their Flour Powder, which is available at both Ulta as well as Target, some selected Targets. So the price point for this one, since we are pretty much doing glam with affordable drugstore, not brand, but drugstore affordable products, this guy, the large tin, is available at some Ultas for $24. And if you're lucky, if it's available at your local Target, they have what is called the Beauty Bakierie's Pinch of Flour, which is just a smaller container, and they sell those at Target for $12. So the shade I'm going to be using is Almond or Chestnut, and I'm going to begin applying that using a damp beauty sponge. I'm going to dab off some of the excess onto my hand so it does not apply blotch. I used to apply it using like a sponge, not a sponge, but a brush, or yeah, even sometimes like a dry sponge. And what I've noticed is that when you apply pressed powders or setting powders and you use something that's dry, it basically does not absorb into the makeup that you already have. It sits up on top and it creates different textures on the face. So it, at least in my experience, like the areas where you would apply the setting powders and use a dry instrument to do so, you would have areas of creasing, and in my opinion, it almost made the application of the pressed powder pointless because it did not give off a good appearance. It did not complement the rest of the makeup that you were wearing. And for bronzers, I will be using a bronzer by I Heart Revolution makeup. This is one of their coffee bronzers. Isn't that so cute? It kind of mimics the top of like a coffee or a latte. And this one is in the shade Mocha. They come in 3 shades. Let's see. So the first one is Cappuccino, which is for light to medium skin tones. The second is Latte, which is for light skin tones. And the third, which is the richest shaded one that I have, it is Mocha, and this is for medium to dark skin tones. It's available at Ulta, and I paid $7 for this one. So what I'm just going to do is apply it using my bronzer brush, and I'm going to sweep it across the top of my face. Just kind of lightly whisk it about. And then what I'm going to take next is using a Morphe E62, which is a nose contour brush. I'm going to apply a tad bit of the bronzer just to kind of help cover up, or at least help set the contour shaded concealer that I used earlier. Not much. For our actual eye look, so the palette that I'm going to be working from, and I'm pretty excited to use this palette. It is the e.l.f. collab with Tiana Major. I hope I'm saying her last name correctly. This is the Electric Mood palette. This palette is a 18 shade palette, full of mattes, shimmers, and some glitters. And the reason I'm excited to use this palette is because this will actually be my first e.l.f. Makeup eyeshadow palette that I've used. And I've heard some really good, things about this palette, saw some really good reviews, but now I get to play with it. I've had it for like, I want to say a week and a half, but I've been so preoccupied with other things, getting things sorted, getting back to work, that I haven't had the opportunity to actually take her out and play with her. So this is the palette that we will be using today. But before we do that, I'm going to apply some eyeshadow primer just to maximize the coverage and the pigmentation that is in the palette that we're going to use. And the eyeshadow primer that I will be using is by NYX, and this one is in the shade Skin Tone. It is a tried and trusted favorite of mine. It gives you just what you need in terms of coverage, but not overbearing. Makes my eyeshadow stay in place, stay put without any sort of creasing or running. So I prefer using an eyeshadow primer as opposed to using concealer for my eyeshadow primer. Okay, so again, this is the palette that we are going to be using. We're going to use Central Line for our transition shade, which is this kind of pink, slight mauve matte shade. And I'm going to begin to apply that using my Morphe M504 brush, my absolute favorite brush. This brush is just bomb. But yeah, so this is going to be our transition shade. And let's begin to apply. Okay, so far, so good. What's going on with this thing? Just blending from side to side, kind of going in like a windshield wiper pattern. Okay, it's nice. That's actually a nice color. I like that. And I didn't have to put much on the brush, and I like that color. I like how it came out, and I like how it showed up. Then we're going to do the same here. Windshield wiper, windshield wiper. Just blending flawless. I like that. Wow. That's pretty. That's pretty. So for our next shade, what I am going to use is going to be this, which is also another matte. It is called the Summer Fruit shade. This one here, which again, it's right next to the transition shade. So I'm kind of showing you how you can use some shades that are just right adjacent to each other to create your look. That way you don't have to go all over the place trying to figure it out, especially if you're new to wearing eyeshadow, if you're in a rush, or you just don't want to do anything fancy for that particular look. Okay, so going in using the same 504, I'm going to apply Summer Fruit to the back portion of my eye. And I'm going to actually not blend it out as lightly and softly as I did with, what is that, Central Line. I am more or less going to pack in some fruit. So we're going to pack that towards the back. And I'm going to do the same to the other eye as well. So this one is not particularly a blend, but more or less we're packing in color now. So then what we are going to do, we are going to apply Ya Bright, which is this shimmer shade here. We're going to apply that. I hope I can use my finger. My nail is getting quite long again, but I'm going to attempt to apply that towards the inner portion of the eye and only allowing it to meet where we begin to put summer fruit. So this is a really pretty color. Let's see if you guys can see it. It's a really pretty shimmer shade. It's a little bit more subtle than I would have hoped for, but we're going to continue to just layer it and see how vibrant and bold we can get that shimmer to pop. Okay, and to add some bit of dramatic dimension, I'm going to add, what color is this? Heart of Man. I almost want to say this is like it almost looks like a black, but not so much. Matte here. I'm going to apply that using my Anastasia Beverly Hills palette brush. Going to just grab a little bit, not much. And I'm going to put that in the outer V of my eye. Just going to blend that just in that little space there. These colors are very nicely pigmented. I am very happily surprised. Yeah, that's it, just right there in that corner. For inner eye highlight, I am going to use a Morphe M222 brush, and I will be applying, let's do Crimson Shim, which is this shimmer shade here. So this shimmer shade is not particularly agreeing with my brush. Yeah, see, I kind of had to rough it up a little bit with my brush to get it to loosen up. Using my M504 Morphe brush, I am now going to take a very light layer using a very light hand of Central Line, which is this shade. Remember, that was our transition shade. And I'm just going to, again, very lightly, just kind of blend that in under Summer Fruit. Okay, and that is it for the eye. At this point, we'll do our lashes and our mascara later. First impression, this is a nice palette. Definitely drugstore affordable. I picked this palette up from Target for $15 and some change. I am very impressed by the quality of the shades, of the shadows, and even of the shimmers, although I had that one shimmer that just was, you know, out of the pan. Initially, it didn't want to cooperate, but we pulled it together. So yeah, I'm very impressed by this palette. Again, like I said in the beginning, this was my very first e.l.f. eyeshadow palette, and basically judging off of the quality of this one, I don't necessarily see this being my last e.l.f. eyeshadow palette purchase. Again, Target, 15 bucks. Definitely worth it in my opinion. Okay, so we are going to move on to our blush. The blush that I am going to be using is by Juvia's Place. This one is called their Blush Rouge, and this is in volume 1. I like that it comes with 2 blushes. You can either mix them together or you can choose one or the other depending on your particular look you're going for, and that it also has a mirror. Now this blush set I picked up from Ulta. It was $15. They have 2. This is volume 1, which is called, or considered their deep earthly tones. And then their second volume, which is soft pops of bright color. That one I did not pick up. It looks as though it may have like a soft pink and more of an orangey blush to it. But nevertheless, we are going to get going with this one. I am going to use, let's actually mix the two together. So I'm just going to go one top, two bottom, and we're going to begin to apply it. With Juvia's Place products, please do not be fooled by the price point. Their shadows, their shimmers, all of their products is extremely pigmented. So you have to have a light hand, and I always like to tell people with Juvia's Place, it's best to build up. It is best to build up. So not only did e.l.f. partner up with Tiana to do a eyeshadow palette, they also created a Electric Mood lip kit. This lip kit, I will say, when I saw it in the store and I saw the silver shimmer toned product here, I was somewhat under the impression that that was either a highlight or it was like a liquid eyeshadow, you know, of some sort. Heavens no, I did not take this for being like a lip gloss or a lip topper. So I don't know. I tend to gravitate more towards either a bold matte lip or a nude glossy lip. So this is definitely going to be experimental for me. But I wanted to support and get as many of the products that my Target had in stock. So this one comes with a liner. This is a brown liner. Yep, so it's just as a lip liner. This one is like a dark brown liner, and then it also comes with this here, which is a lip gloss. We're gonna see how this goes. So I'm going to apply the liner first. It's going on really nice and there's no tugging. Now we're going to apply the lip gloss. And maybe it's just this, you know, bold in the container. Yeah, because on the little doe's foot or on the wand, it looks more or less iridescent. So it doesn't look as pigmented as it did in the pen. I don't know. I think I'm about to, yeah, that's a lot. It smells pretty. The consistency is rather thick. It kind of puts you in the mind of the clear glosses that we used to get back in the day from MAC that came in like the little tube, squeezy tube. Yeah. Speaking of MAC, it's almost like I can kind of in a weird way relate this lip combo to Chestnut and Oh Baby. If you tone down just a little bit of the silver toned shimmer in here. Yeah. Alright guys, so this is the final look. Off camera I applied some Ardell Faux Mink lashes in the style number 853. And I just kind of sat with this lip just a little bit longer, you know, just to see if it would kind of wear on me, grow on me. And it's actually a really pretty lip. I think I was, like I said, initially shocked because of what it looks like, you know, in the container. But after taking it out and, you know, letting it warm up on my skin, I'm not mad at it. I actually do like it. I think it's a pretty nice, you know, lip combination. I don't think I would have ever thought to put like a dark brown liner with such a bold lip gloss, but it works. They're the experts. I just wear it. So yeah, that is all I have for you beautiful people today. I hope you enjoyed my little tutorial. Again, like I said, this palette, this is a really nice palette. You know, it's affordable, it's pigmented. I tend to gravitate to eyeshadow looks that are not so bold and, you know, tons of color and lots of fallout. I prefer more of like a subtle application, more of a subtle eye, unless I just kind of get in that particular mood. And I say that to say that there is the possibility that with this palette, if you're one of those that you go for more of a dramatic, bold eye, more, you know, of a pop of color eye, that this palette will suit those needs as well. And I do not think I actually gave you guys the price point for the lip kit. Let's see, what is the price point for the lip kit for you guys. So the price point for the lip kit, which includes the dark brown matte lip liner as well as the shimmery glittery lip gloss, it is 12 bucks. That is not bad. But yeah, so that is again all I have for you guys. So let me know, what did you guys think about this look? What do you think about the palette? Do you own it already? How is it working for you? Or what are some looks that you are hoping to pull off using this palette? Sound off in the comments below. Let me know what you guys are thinking. And as always, I will put a list of all of the drugstore affordable products that we used to achieve this look today. But until next time, guys, I'm going to leave you with one of my latest videos, and I hope you guys will enjoy that as much as you enjoyed this video. And until next time, as always, we shall chat again soon.